And welcome back to Daily Wrap, everybody. First, an apology from me and from the panel. Our best conversations tonight have been during the commercials. So we may want to do the whole,
All the agreeing is happening off camera.
Yeah. Online, maybe we do something,
There you go.
right? You can watch me drink 7 bottles of water in the process. Anyway, it's potluck time, everybody. This is the part of the show where we go around the table and share our favorite stories of the day. Now, usually we go right to left. But since Brad Hirschfield is joining us tonight with, again, a Chicago Bears tie, that automatically gets you to the top of the line.
Excellent. It's rare that anything with the Bears gets to the top of the line. So I really appreciate that.
That's a good point.
Dr. Zakir Naik, he is from Pakistan, was awarded one of the highest awards in Saudi Arabia by King Salman for service to Islam. Here's who this guy is. He has repeatedly declared that the Jews, Lord knows what that means, control America, that apostates can be killed, that the United States is the world's, quote, biggest terrorist, and that the September 11th attacks, the murder of thousands, was clearly an inside job.
Why do we care about what this guy says?
Now, we care about what this guy said. Oh, by the way, the best of all is he reserves judgment on Osama bin Laden because, after all, he never met him.
Well,
That's reasonable.
Which, I understand, get to know who you're talking. We care because...
we're supposed to meet in Tora Bora. It didn't work.
It didn't happen. We couldn't get together. These guys from the SEALs showed up. And bottom line,
Come out to the coast, have a few laughs.
We care because this is, by the way, $200,000 award, significant prestige from the King of Saudi Arabia, who among his titles is the guardian of the holy places, one of the most important figures in the culture of global Islam, and an important ally of the United States. Right? We're going to have to learn in this country there's a difference between friends and allies. And the changing culture is a very complicated thing. You make alliances with people based on pragmatic needs. You don't have to celebrate them, and we need to be very clear-eyed that there are countries, including Saudi Arabia, that are very important and deserve to be respected strategic allies. But friendship, in the sense that they are supporting a global culture that looks anything like what we think of as freedom and democracy, is insane. And we have to tread very lightly on those premises. By the way, it works the other way. I talk to people, and we should talk to all kinds of people who we don't agree with. The issue is what's smart, not what makes you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've had, 10 beheadings this year?
10 alone this year.
They are a completely different culture, and we need to recognize that. To some respect, it even goes to the 9/11 papers and those 28 missing pages. I mean, there are a lot of questions about Saudi Arabia, and so I agree with you that we can be allies, and we can trust them for what we need them for, but we have to be very careful as to whether or not we consider them friends.
Honestly, I could not have put it better than Brad did. You laid it out beautifully. The distinction is critically clear. Saudi Arabia is not our friend. They've been a necessary ally. I can't wait till that is no longer necessary. And the fact that they gave this guy an award is just despicable.
Sorry, Rick. I did a story about a month ago on a blogger in Saudi Arabia who was just simply, he wasn't writing anything horrible. Right. And then sure enough, they put him in jail. Right, they put his lawyer in jail for 15 years, and now he has to get lashed 50 times for the next 20 weeks. Now, that's been suspended, but that is basically death by torture. Right, because after the first 50 lashes, he was in the intensive care unit. He could barely survive that.
And wasn't that right after Charlie Hebdo?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
it's the same kind of thing. Again, I am for making alliances with most anyone we can towards smart strategy. That's really important. Be clear-eyed in that. But that also means we can't pretend that every ally is our friend, and maybe more importantly, that every fight or negotiation we go into is because at the end, they'll be just like us. That is so profoundly naive, and we're going to have to get to a country in which we can actually make friends with people, make alliances with people who aren't friends, and be willing to talk to those we don't agree with, and then remain clear-eyed about the people we're actually talking with.
Well said, sir. That was a hell of a first course. Now, Heather Hansen.
How do you live up to that?
Yeah,
I'm sure you will.
You can do it.
Mine is a little bit more closer to home. In California, they passed a law in 2006 called Jessica's Law, which had to do with sex offenders, not pedophiles, sex offenders, living within 2,000 feet of a playground or a school or something like that. Just this week, the Supreme Court in California struck that down, said it was unconstitutional, and said that these sex offenders offenders have the right to find a place to live. And at first, it raised the hackles on my neck and really upset me, and I know there's a lot of parents out there who are very upset. But what you come to find out is that it actually raised the risk of different types of offenses happening because they couldn't track these guys anymore because they were now homeless. They weren't checking in with their parole officers. So it goes to show that these problems are not so easily solved. You know, you think if you just shut them out and take them away, it will be okay, but you can't hide it. We've got to find a way to fix it better than that.
That's the thing, right? We always speak in sound bites in cable news, and it's like they decided to strike down Jessica's Law. Oh my God, they're going to allow pedophiles by schools again. Well, there's a reason for it, and you got to go an extra layer. So it sounds like the right decision.
Pedophiles have cars too. I never quite understood the
Well,
argument.
and this was just sex offenders. So even those who had raped an adult, which it's not excusable either.
You know, they all have cars.
We all wish we could make the bogeyman go away. It's just not that simple. We're going to have to step up and confront them and deal with them humanely but seriously.
And that's the last word on that, Heather. Bradley, well done. Anyway, we take a quick break, but don't worry, more potluck, including mine. This is the Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV. Welcome back to Daily Wrap. I'm your host, Joe Concha, and if you're just joining us, we're in the middle of our potluck, where we share our favorite stories of the day. And this is unprecedented, by the way, because usually during potluck, this is what's called a 6-minute segment or block. So basically, we have to share 3 minutes of real estate at this point. And Rick Unger is up first. And if you even think about stepping on my 3 minutes.
Let me see how I can filibuster this.
I was going to say, can you think of not stepping
He has that ability.
So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. How do we not say that the United States House of Representatives is anything but insane? Today, as we knew they ultimately would, they approved a clean DHS funding bill, no Obama stuff, no this, no that, and it's going right to the Senate where it will be approved. How did they not know it would turn out this way when everybody else did? When are we going to stop playing these games, folks?
But I think it's not just the House Republicans. I think it's the entirety of Senate and the House as to how they deal with these situations where they go.
Who did this?
Well,
this time.
Yeah, and there's an argument to be made that had they started at the very beginning with a better argument, they could have won this battle, but they didn't. And so, yes, you're correct. But I think that ultimately the entire Congress is insane and meets that definition.
No argument here.
Look, it's theater. We know that. Politics has always been theater. The truth is we live in an age we can see more of the theater than most people once could. So we have to suffer with the theatrics.
But haven't you noticed they always lose?
Well, that's the amazing thing. The theatrics, I am actually okay with even when it annoys me if it doesn't get in the way of actually delivering the goods.
Right.
And I think that's the problem we have. And you asked before, Joe, with BB's speech, is it just a red-blue thing? And I think you were right. And that's what we keep running up against. When red and blue matters more, I know you're going to laugh, but I mean it, matters more than red, white, and blue. I don't care which side you sit on. We have a problem, and we have got to hold politicians from both sides accountable to that. And it
let the record show I left you more than half the time.
You're
Mr.
done?
Concha. I'm done.
It's over?
My point was made in one sentence. They're insane.
Wow. How much time we got, control room?
You're scared now, aren't you?
Now
you're worried.
Now
he's worried.
3.5 minutes.
Never worried.
See? Now he's
Okay.
scared.
In prompter it says it's finally my turn, but I got to wake up finally. Anyway, so we all know that some of you just new to the show are probably going up to Newsmax TV or YouTube and binge watching all the past Daily Wraps.
I hope.
But this is happening obviously with House of Cards. And that came out last Thursday night at midnight, I believe. And a lot of people last weekend decided to watch the whole damn thing in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or even one day, including somebody you wouldn't expect. And
do most politicians binge off the House of Cards and they can watch the whole series?
Look, I got to tell you, I'm addicted to House of Cards. When it comes out for 3-4 days, I sit down with my iPad and watch the whole series.
I love how there's like fat Leonardo DiCaprio in the background saying, is he really talking about this right now? Who was that guy?
Not expected.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look. Here's the thing I have about binge watching. All right, now I think Heather's obviously the youngest here. I'm the youngest guy here. All right, and I remember Dallas when I was.
Loves to remind us of that.
I'm just saying.
But I'm younger than you, so
I remember Dallas.
I was waiting for it.
Let me finish.
No.
I remember Dallas when I was 9 years old. All right, 1980 when JR was shot, and I think it happened in March. And then that was the cliffhanger, and it didn't come on again for 6 months.
Right.
And you had to wait to see what was going to happen. And now with these shows, it's continuing storylines, right? And so maybe at least you have to wait a week. and I'm trying to stick to that in some capacity.
It's
all
immediate
right?
gratification.
By the way, can I just say, I can't think of anybody who would enjoy the behavior of President Francis Underwood more than Senator Ted Cruz.
Right.
It's his role model, for God's sakes.
Hillary Clinton loves
So
the
I
show
will
as
ask you a
well.
question.
Both
Why
sides,
do you
both
wait?
sides,
Why do you
yeah.
delay?
Because I'm like Rick. I like a fine wine and a good meal, and I don't wolf it down. I savor it.
I'll watch it
and
all
I
one
say,
day.
okay, good. And what I do after I'm done watching one episode, then I go to a couple of different blogs that actually analyze what happened.
You're so
right?
disciplined.
Yeah,
You
well,
do. You
because
enjoy
you
the
enjoy it
experience.
more. Who
But
needs 2
we're-
minutes in a
we're
cloud of
about
dust?
I'm with you. By the way,
gratification
we
now.
watch that show and House of Cards, but we have a rule in my house. It's one thing I watch one show at a time with my wife, but never more than 2 episodes. Never more than 2 episodes.
we watch
Because I'm a
that.
little hungrier than you, is clear. But I don't gobble it up voraciously because I actually think learning to delay gratification a little bit and digest the artistic product, it's that much richer.
But our society is not that way anymore. We are immediate gratification. We want everything
What
all
about
at once.
society?
and
What
that's
do
why-
you do?
I watch as many as I can in the time that I have.
Wow, really? So you'll go 5, 6 deep.
If I don't often have that much time, but if I do, I would.
I say that's what makes Game of Thrones great, because at least I can go week to week, and I am
yeah.
watching again. I declared I wouldn't at
You're
one point.
It
obviously
also
not
makes it
very
more fun
busy
to talk
people.
about it. Yeah.
You're obviously not very busy people. I will take next weekend, my wife and I, it's the first chance we're going to have. We will watch every episode.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't have
and by the
time.
way, this is one more thing, and I'm going to say this right to the camera so I can speak to my wife directly. So we have this rule that says we have to watch it
yeah.
together so we're on the
Right.
same page.
Right.
And who decided to watch a little Game of Thrones last night? Well, I was here. Her. So then she goes to bed. I got to wait until like 10 o'clock to watch this thing until 11, and so I can be caught up to her. So cheating
That is
in
bad.
these
It
this
causes
is a very,
a
very
major
serious thing in this
problem.
country.
This is a big
And anyway, we got to go. That's all the time we have. Yay or nay is next. This is the Daily Wrap, and it's only on Newsmax TV.